Okay, shalom, shalom, kwam yasha'Allah, koholim la Yahweh, bahashim Yahushai, bahashim Rakahakodash. Double honors to our apostles, elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and that by the Spirit taught us His beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to the Akim and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawak. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. Copyright disclaimer. I want to play a quick news clip just in case, A copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So let's play this video here of this young lady. Now, I went into an article. I could probably, just bring the article back up, but I wanted to kind of like web search it and see what was good. But this lady right here, Helena Hoyle, Berkeley County, mom accused of allowing men to sexually assault to SA her own daughters. Now the daughters is only 4 and 7 years old, right? And you can clearly see, she may not be an Edomite, but this is some Edomite shit. So when we say Edomite, we mean so-called white people. Because she could be an Israelite, because there are Israelites that look like this to qualify that. But it just sounded like some Edomite shit, and when they said how much the bond was, I'm thinking like, this bitch get a bond? They didn't mention the men, you know what I'm saying, that supposedly, whatever, if they had arrested them, or at least not in this particular one. But let's just play the video. Could be a commercial.
From secure cloud systems and backup protection to AI.
Berkeley County mom is accused of letting men sexually assault her young daughters in exchange for money and drugs. Deputies arrested 27-year-old Helena Hoyle on Friday. She is charged with 2 counts of trafficking persons and 2 counts of child neglect. Deputies say they learned about a 4-year-old girl who had been sexually assaulted on August 3rd. 2 victims, ages 4 and 7, were interviewed and told deputies several unknown men had assaulted them several times. Warrants claim that Hoyle let the men assault her daughters in exchange for money and drugs. She's being held on a $250,000 bond.
Okay, so that tells me that she's an Edomite. The $250,000 bond, let's get a scripture real quick, just to, because Esau is not in trouble as other men. When the Lord has given us the blueprint or the tools or the puzzle pieces, for lack of better terms, to actually show who Esau is, the so-called white man. And this is Psalm 73. Let me start at verse 3. It says, "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men." You're trafficking your own children. Just trafficking in general, you know what I'm saying? Now, again, if you notice, they didn't mention the men, which, I know, Jake wicked as hell, so-called blacks. If they dealing dope, Hispanics, Native Americans, whatever. If they dealing dope, niggas is wicked as hell because they just a bunch of damn sorcerers. But it's highly unlikely that these were so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American men that she trafficked her kids to, because they would have shown them niggas on the news. They would have shown them niggas' faces before they shown hers. And you know what? I had to web search her. Yeah, another reason I'm thinking this is some Edomite shit, because I had to push the web search, because when I went into the original article, let me see if I can get it back. And it's right here in the Mirror, US. I never did, unless I missed it. I could have overlooked it, but I didn't see a picture of her in here. And normally when you don't see pictures in these kinds of stories, these are Edomites. These are so-called white people, because they don't want to be seen as being, the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Now, had this been a so-called black woman, that bitch would have been plastered all over this news. She'd have been all on tonight's news, morning news, evening news. It would have been, a whole thing about this. But see, they try and keep stuff like this under wraps. That's why I had to, I went to her name, and I web searched it to just see. And lo and behold, you see who it is, you know what I'm saying? Again, there are Israelites that look like that. This $250,000 bond, that shit is crazy work. This bitch shouldn't have no bond at all. And then again, and like I said, now if I read through it says, says the 7-year-old victim provided details of the assault, and the 4-year-old victim was unable to fully articulate because she's a baby. A 7-year-old can talk. They can explain some things, and they're generally fairly honest. You know what I'm saying, around that time. But it says, but confirmed that they were touched inappropriately by multiple men, not just one guy. So this is Esau and his Epstein pedophile mentality. This Esau been doing this for shit forever. You be surprised at how often this goes on. You be surprised right now. It's people right now that's doing this to their children, even the little boys. They doing. It depends on what the freak like. He might like little boys. Yeah, what the fuck is this? Is this the same story? It says oh no, this is something different. It says it comes as a Florida mom was arrested for allegedly posting a video to Instagram showing her setting her Miami home on fire while her 2 young daughters were in the house. Yeah, these people are unhinged right now, man. This is why we say pray without ceasing. Scripture says to pray without ceasing. Let's get it real quick. You have to pray, man. You never know when you're running into people like this in the streets. These people are fucking unhinged, man. Is it 2 Timothy? No, I think 1 Timothy 5:17. You should be, man, praying constantly. You want to pray, man, that you don't even be in a situation like this ever. You bugged all out there to the point where you drunk, and you have to get so high. You're getting so high that you would do this to your daughters? Crazy, bro. And I'm telling you again, and guess what? With the things that's to come, with Jacob's trouble to come, there's gonna be a lot of shit like this going on, because people are gonna want to survive, and you're gonna have people out here that's gonna have it, and people that's not gonna have it, or they could only have a little. If you get hungry, or if you get thirsty to the point where you don't, because you'll do some shit that you never thought that you would do, man, when you get into situations like that. A lot of people that haven't been hungry to the point of, I'm about to die hungry. A lot of people haven't experienced that. So if you ever get to the point, and we're praying to the Lord for mercy, man, and a spirit of endurance, but He's gonna provide for those that trust on Him. But this is 1 Thessalonians 5:17. It's fucking neighbors with this goddamn. I hate when they pull up, bro. So like here, 1 Thessalonians 5:17. Pray without ceasing. And let's get this one too. Pray without ceasing, man. Well, we got the copyright just in case with them. Let me let my damn window up. What the fuck is this? They wake up early playing that stupid ass music. Just doofy, man. So like here, y'all. Ephesians 5:15. Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. So you have to be careful, very, very careful, man. Because I was just, my dad was over, and not even too long ago, he just pulled off a little while ago or whatever, and this old creepy ass guy rolling through the neighborhood in this ice cream van, raggedy ass van too. I'm talking about raggedy as fuck. And I just was kind of joking with my dad, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, that nigga look like he kidnapped kids. And he could have been, people don't be paying no attention like that to these children no more like that. I was out at the plantation riding through a city, and I seen this little girl. She was just out, and I'm looking around like, well, who the fuck is with her? I ain't seen not an adult in sight nowhere. Anybody could have pulled up and threw that little girl into a car or a van or a truck or whatever the fuck real quick. These people are fucking crazy, man. Watch your children. Be careful with, around these people. And this happens all the time. This has been an ongoing thing. You be surprised, because that drug shit, that's a different type of demon. Them drugs, man. When these people want to get high, they would do anything to get high. I never forget back in the days, man, when the crack first hit the scene, and I can remember these 2 sisters. I'm talking about bad as fuck. Everybody wanted them girls in school. Man, they got hooked on that crack. And they was just, man, they was just letting niggas bang them anywhere. I'm talking about no hiding, just behind a tree, behind them. You know, it was just, you know, it really fucked them two girls up. And I'm talking about beauties. Beauties, man. Everybody wanted them girls. I don't even know how. Well, you know, that's generally, you know, they get into the party scene. But them drugs, man, a bad boy, man, have you out here doing whatever. Whatever. People be out here doing whatever for some drugs, man. Anyway, though, and you know, we got to be thankful to the Lord that the Lord, you know, because the Lord is the one that kills and makes alive. He's the one that's in control of everybody's situation. Matter of fact, let's get 1 Samuel real quick. 1 Samuel 2:7. I'll start at verse 6, though. Let me see here. It says, the Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. You know, man's goings of the Lord. So everybody's situation that these people are in, that's the Lord that set them up in that situation. But see, the Lord got you Edomites looking real bad on the world stage right now. Because and this is who you so-called black women aspire to be. When you go out and get that blonde ass weave in your hair. Here you go. Let's get her back again. Let's get her back on the screen. Here's who you aspire to be right here. Here she go. This is who you want to be right here. Look at her. She gets a bail. She gets bail for that shit. Look at her. Ain't no telling. You already know. Ain't no telling what they doing to her. If she pimping out the daughters too, ain't no telling what they doing to her. Come on, bro. What she's into. But anyway, Esau's being exposed, man. And I always, you know, think of stories like this, and you think about Jake when they were helpless during slavery, when Esau was really out here, you know, and he had all that land in the backwoods in the dark, when there was no street lights, when there was no police patrolling your damn neighborhood. He had all that land with your ass 100 acres in to some woods, just doing whatever he chose or wanted to do to you, whether it was little boy, little girl. Because they doing this right now with law enforcement and flock cameras and cameras every goddamn where. They doing this. And nothing is happening to these people. So imagine then. Imagine during slavery. What they were doing to our people, man. And you got to be careful with these people because they're capable of anything. It says the day after the incident, authorities arrested the 26-year-old and charged her with first-degree arson, child abuse, and 2 counts of child neglect. Okay, that was the person that tried to burn the damn house down. These people, they losing it, bro. It's that Matthew 24:12. It says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. It's some cold-blooded shit right here. Yeah, that's cold right there, man. And to do something like that to your daughters, bro. Says the younger victim also told police she saw her sister being sexually assaulted. And what is you doing? What is you doing with these little kids, man? Like, what are you trying to do? Why you ain't just go ahead and just, you know, ride the mama down? She into, you know, shit. I guess they was like, nah. Hey, but that's Esau though. That, you know, Esau he's into them, you know, them minors, man. He's into these minors, man. And that's crazy. $250,000, and they're not even talking about the men. Like, well, okay, well, where are these men? Matter of fact, I just seen it was another article too. Let me grab this. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I should have went into some of them comments to see what these so-called white people got to say. Let me see here. Let me go into my history because it wasn't long when I added it in there. This dude right here. 12-year-old girl kidnapped at sleepover by friend's uncle. Forced into woods, then fled and hid in ditch. So, you know, she was running. She ended up kind of getting away from the guy, and some lady that was on the highway ended up, hey, look at this nigga. Look at him. Your child is at a sleepover. You know, this is why you got to be careful with stuff like that, too. And then at that age, these little girls is fucking wild anyway. You know, so you want to be a little more, you got to be on top of your children, man. You got to, Not saying that I'm just saying that the age of young girls these days, at this particular age, man, they wow. They wow, man. You can't get around it. Social media done took over their lives. The parents really not watching them like that, But so to let your child go to somebody else's house, this nigga right here, he what did it say? It said he let me see. What did he do? He ended up. I just wanted to jump. This is the lady that found her, because she ran out of the woods into the street, I think. It says a child from North Carolina managed to save herself from impending danger with her wit when she was chased by her friend's uncle into the woods. The police got involved at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. When the Harnett County Sheriff's Office was informed about the missing pickup truck and its owner, Daniel Francis Gear, along with the 12-year-old girl. So he got her in the truck. After the girl went missing, the deputies launched an extensive search operation using drones and K-9 officers in the woods in Harnett County, North Carolina. Meanwhile, the victim somehow dodged the kidnapper and got away when his truck was parked, but per the outlet. She was spotted by the passing car and was rescued by the police. After 7 hours of the incident, police tracked Gear, who was hiding in the woods along U.S. Highway 421, roughly 15 miles away from his and the victim's neighborhood. Investigators are still trying. Okay, I wanted to get how did he get to her? Okay, so this lady, she turned her car around. I guess she was kind of looking to see where, Anyway, here we go right here. It says the child, who was at her friend's place for a sleepover, was woken up by her friend's uncle. As he asked, she got into Gear's truck and he drove into the woods. Like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with her. Like, why is you getting up and getting into a truck with this guy? After some time, he started walking with the girl and kept, like, kind of pushing her, grabbing her shoulder, pushing her, making her walk. She told the outlet that the victim was scratched in multiple places on her body as she went through the bushes. I thank God that I was there, all that good stuff. Anyway, like, why are you... I don't get it. Like, where's your... Who knows? Where's your awareness at? Like, you nigga, what is you doing? No, I'm not going nowhere with you. You know what I'm saying? Especially this weird looking motherfucker. Look at this nigga, man. But she knew that this was her friend's uncle, though, because, of course, in the story, let me see. I might have missed that part. I could have missed the part. But she knew that this was her friend's uncle, though. So, he ain't no telling how many times he had seen her, came across her, she was visiting, or whatever the case may be, and you got a nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be careful, man, with your kids these days, man, because these motherfuckers is out here. Look at this nigga. Look at him. He ain't got no game. He ain't running up on no chicks his age. How old is this nigga? I don't even think it said. No, I didn't say. Let me see if it said it. It don't make no difference. Anyway, you see what it is, man. But let me go back to the other one, because I really would. Well, I could have went into some comments on that one, but I really want to see some comments on this particular one right here. Let's see what these Edomites got to say about their own. Oh, here we go. Said, I know what we should do with that mother. Yeah. They got the oh, man. Electric chair boy. Says, disgust, but I truly believe this is what you get when you start sexualizing everything. Girls no longer cover up. Pedophiles are slapped on the wrist. OnlyFans. The world has truly lost all more. Well, this is your world, Esau. This is we've been talking about this. With the way Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is running this world, everything is corrupt. Even the kids. He has weaponized everything. He has really turned this place into a paradise of wickedness. If you're a wicked nigga, this is your paradise. Straight up, man. And I don't see nobody in here asking about who these dudes was. Where the fucking guys at? Says wood chipper, no bond, no mercy. But you got $250,000 bond. That's nothing. Epitome of evil, horrible mother. Her and the men should go straight to death row. Well, where the men at? You ain't even hearing these. See, and ain't no telling. And matter of fact, you know what? Let me do this real quick. Now this was at the War Regime here, and they don't talk about stuff like this, but this happens every year. But I'm just gonna put in World War Dream Cruise with these so-called white men that get caught up in the sex sting operation, and they blur these motherfuckers' faces out like they fucking underage kids, man. You know, this is pretty much, you know, what they have with these Edomites. They come out in their cars that they only drive once a year, you know, dog-ass muscle cars and shit like that. If you in the cars, it's definitely a place to be. I've never, you know, it's not my thing. I don't deal with the crowds like that. Wilbur Dream Cruise. What I want to put in. I'm just gonna put in sex trafficking. Let's see. Motherfuckers is on the news. It was on the news for a hot sec. It says law enforcement and advocacy groups aggressively target sex trafficking during Wilbur Dream Cruise because the influx of out-of-town visitors creates a temporary spike in the demand for commercial sex. But they know where to go. The sting was at these hotels. The bitches is already there, you know. But it was a lot of Let me see. I'm just gonna put in word. Any local politicians. Well, let me just put in, was it local important men involved? Because I'm looking at the dude, they said it was CEOs of companies and all kinds of shit. They was all embarrassed. One person had supposedly had left a wedding reception or wedding or something like that to go and, get his little rocks off real quick. He was going to come right back. But he ended up getting arrested in this thing. He was like, oh, my people are going to find out all this crazy shit. Okay, it says prominent local men, including corporate executives, engineers, and business owners, were among 45 individuals arrested in human trafficking stings conducted by the Oakland County Human Trafficking Division during the Wilbur Dream Cruise. I was looking at this shit on the news because it's right up the street type of deal. But it's in another county. It's where Esau lived, where the rich live. Law enforcement confirmed that high-income buyers, often from local professional communities, were specifically targeted in this operation that resulted in 57 felony charges. See? Read the full story on Click on Detroit. And they had these guys all, you ain't heard nothing else about it. They had them all blurred out like, you know what I'm saying, they were the victim. But it was a bunch of damn Edomites, man. Right? I'm just going to put in show pictures. But this is Esau. They lawyered up, you know what I'm saying? And, I don't want to... Let me see if anything pops up. Yeah, Esau, man, be on some shit, bro. Ain't nobody fucking with Esau like that. Esau is in his own world. It says, media outlets have not released individual mugshots or names. Why not? See? Of the men arrested. But undercover surveillance footage showing the sting operations is publicly available. Yeah, but why didn't the news show them, though? Why do people got to go through hoops and loops and try and find these fucking people when the news is reporting on it? So why don't you go ahead and just show the mugshots like you show everybody else, like you show niggas? Because had it been niggas, you'd have had them all on there. Right? It says, because the text of your inquiry implies a request for visual content, you can view the video reports documenting the hotel raids and arrests through these platforms. Well, I've seen that on the news, and these people are blurred out. See? But anyway, we don't have to go through all that anyway. But you see what it is. This is how Esau gets down, because when I first went into this article, what did I say? I had to web search this lady. Because why? There was no picture in the article. Why isn't there a picture in this article? Had this been a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American woman, there would have been photos, videos, the arrests, body cam footage, all kinds of shit. But this is Esau in this world, and they don't want to be identified. They're trying to slow the process of being identified as the wicked, like how 2 Thessalonians 2:3 says. That man of sin, the son of perdition, must be revealed before the coming of the Lord. And we're in the last days. That's an indicator that we're in the last days, that this man would be revealed. So let's go back to her. I'm a web searcher again. Let's see. Because I just went to that very first one. Now, they could have somebody in here. Let me see. 10 hours ago. Oh, there's something. The boy's drowning. A woman is accused. Okay, that's probably the one that I watched at first. 8-year-old child dies after being hit by a car. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They don't even have, there ain't no whole bunch on that story at all. Now, let me see the so-called black woman. She got this shit on TikTok. Let's see her reaction to it. She probably reacting to it. Nah, I don't want to go through all that. My bad, y'all. I would have liked to have seen Eve in here bugging the hell out on it, going in on this bitch. Anyway, though, well, we ain't going into TikTok, though. I don't really fuck with them like that. But anyway, you get the point. You know, you look at how hard it is to find something on this story like this, you know, and they just got this one little video, you know what I'm saying, little, and she gets to get bond, $250,000 bond. They don't mention the men. They don't put no pictures up of the men. Crazy work, bro. See, look, of course they're gonna give you that cute little picture of her. This is what you see from E. See, they want to show. See, they want to throw you for a loop with the bullshit. Now show that bitch. Show the drug user. Here you go. Look. Deprived mom allegedly let daughter. What you mean allegedly? If the daughters is telling you what's up, the police got evidence that they've been assaulted. What the fuck do you mean? They allegedly. No, you know what's good. Look at this. Here's another one. But see, this is how they do. They want to try and show you, oh, she looks so innocent. Now, this was in the Daily Mail. So where's these stories at, though? You know, these are pictures of the article. None of the articles are actually popping up. Mother let man commit unspeakable acts against her two young daughters, in exchange for money. See? There you go. There you go. Esau. This is how you know that these are Edomites, though. When they do shit like this, always pull up a pic, always click on their name and web search them, and you're going to see those photos pop up. Normally you'll see something. Let's see this right here. Are these supposedly be the people that's involved? Because I'm pretty certain that they would have showed these people in the video. I mean, in the news. This got something to do with something else. That's another story. But see, they'll throw shit like this up there to make you think that it's so-called black men involved with stuff like this. So where are these guys that supposedly assaulted these little girls? You trying to tell me it's one of them? See, this right here is going into ex-school star. Yeah, they pretty much accused us in some murder shit. This one right here. Oh, Slovakia. See, this got to do with some Jake on some murder shit. But it's got nothing to do with this article. So why are you popping these guys up? Why is they picturing even in here? I guess it's the same county though. I'm thinking. But anyway, here we go right here. Look at this lady. She got that look on her face like, what the fuck? Yeah, man. Hey, this is what it's all coming to. Look at Eve. And she don't know that, hey, with things that's about to come down the pipe, there's about to be a lot of people that's about to be sold and moved around, and you women are definitely about to become a real commodity out here. You're all about to become commodities, man. And she all acting like she all super surprised. So I'm gonna end out there, man. I didn't want to keep it long. Look at this. Hold on. It's the same thing. Said she was just charged with human trafficking after allegedly allowing her 2 young daughters to be sexually assaulted in exchange for money and drugs. Will liberals turn her into the next Lindsay Clancy? Yeah, hey, wait, these white women out here bugging the fuck out, man. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but see, Esau, they try and label him and push him into these political, they call them all, liberals and Democrats and all this different shit. If it's a Republican, they call them megas, and all this other little shit like that. But we don't look at your political stance. We look at you just being fucking Edomites. This is the kind of shit that y'all into. So let me just end out with that one I quoted. Because Esau, he has to be revealed. This is a beautiful thing. This is how, one of the ways we know that we're in the last days. Because Esau, Edom, the so-called white, the man of sin, the son of perdition, he must be revealed, man. He has to be revealed before the coming of the Lord. There's a few things that had to happen. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, it says, let no man deceive you by any means. Don't let nobody fool you, man. For that day shall not come. And that day is talking about the coming of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus. He doesn't look like this so-called white woman that's pimping her kids out. The Lord would be a dark melanated man who would be a Negro if he was walking the earth today. His name is Yahweh Shai, which means he's the Savior or Deliverer again. And he's coming to save and deliver the children of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, out of the captivity that we've been in for these past 500 years unto people like this lady. Because again, think about what they was doing to us in slavery when we had absolutely no voice. You talking about abuse. These are treacherous people, man. Okay? And the true name of the Father is Yahweh, which means that he exists with the existing one. So let me get this back from the top. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come. The coming of the Lord shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that already happened to us. We fell away from our customs. We fell away from our way of life. We fell away from knowing that we were Hebrew Israelites. It says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. See, the man of sin, the son of perdition is Esau Edom. He must be revealed. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he is God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And he gave you white Jesus. He gave you a white God. He gave you them little white baby angels. He told you that the disciples was white people. He told you that the prophets was white people. Adam and Eve, white people. Joseph and Mary, white people. Ezekiel, Amos, Isaiah, Jeremiah. He lied about everybody in the Bible being him. Because these are Edomites, man, and they're great deceivers. The Lord don't look like he's related to this woman right here. You can do a movie, throw a little bit of makeup on her ass, and they can portray her as Mary or Esther or any of the women of the Bible. They can throw her in the movie, and she could be throw one of them robes on her with some of them damn sandals, and you think this bitch is one of the people of the Bible, man. But but she's one of the wicked, man. I'm pretty certain this is an Edomite. She may not be. I might be wrong, but because it's not a color thing again. Here's another one that's gone off the drugs. This cute little actress right here, and she said that they was giving her happy pills when she was little. She said she was little. As a matter of fact, let me what's her name? Hayden. Let's put her in real quick. When she was little, you'll see. And she was like, they was giving me happy pills to make her, seem like she was happy. To kind of perk her up, you know what I'm saying, with those interviews she ended up getting hooked. She got hooked, and then she became more of a drug addict, hiding that shit in Hollywood, and she had them drinks to go with it. So this is her right here. And she goes back to, I wanted to get a younger picture of her when she's a kid. She was in, I think it was Remember the Titans. Let me see, I'm going to put in Remember the Titans. And you see this her right here. She's a little cutie. Little cutie. So Esau like little girls like this. Now, if you notice that interview too, just before she passed away, an interview that she done on a podcast 3 months ago, she was like somebody she trusted, walked her down some stairs, and there was a famous actor, some old niggas in the bed, butt naked, waiting on her to climb on in. You know what I'm saying? And she claimed that she ran. She was on a boat. And see, this is how Esau like him. Esau like him like this right here. You know, the cute little girl with the little golden flowy locks. And then she ended up, you know, she was in the you know, she grew up. Here she go right here. Ain't no telling. This could have been the actor she was with right here, but this was the guy that was in Remember the Titans. But this was her. She was all giggly and on the set. You know, ain't no kids that goddamn happy all the time. What she said, they gave her some happy pills when she was little. This is her right here in 1995. 6 years old. She said they give her happy pills, so when she done these little interviews, you know what I'm saying? So Esau, this nigga, man, he gone. He gone. Here you go. Now she went from this age right here to dying at 36. Look at this. Look at the difference in her. You can clearly see, you know, her grown-up picture. Like she at that point in the game, she was gone. She had a daughter that she ended up just letting go with her, you know, the baby daddy, because she was so fucked up. But anyway, you get it, man. You know, I'm gonna end out there though. Hey, this is Esau's MO right here, man. So just know that you're dealing with the wicked, man, when it straight comes down to it. This man, hey, he is nothing good that comes from him. When he comes around, he gets to humbling himself and go crouching. The scripture says to never trust thine enemy. You're not to trust these people, man. You're not to trust them. So with that, pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah and a Bible ball.